pretty sure.
Yeah!
Gotta get their fast shot.
Yeah!
Gotta get their fast shot!
Hello Britball Nation, welcome back to the BAFA National League Power Rankings following Week 10. We didn't get videos out last week, though we did share a quick post about the rankings our final team had settled upon, but just for reference, here's those rankings for this tier of the game following Week 9. Some serious shifts following crucial results last week. Moving on to this week's rankings, and before we jump into them, remember that DC can only keep doing what we do if we have your support and that of the Britball Nation as a whole. We're incredibly grateful to those patriots of the nation who have stepped up and contributed either through our GoFundMe page, gofundme.com/dblcoverage, or by joining DC and contributing content. Without continued support, we'll be back to 2 to 3 articles a week, and our quest to contribute to the growth of the game will fall far short. That said, let's look at the rankings for Week 10. Oh dear Sandwell, where did it all go wrong? Our pre-season phase for promotion are now in a position where they'll be hard pressed to see playoff balling at all, needing to win out in their own remaining schedule while also reliant on the Leicester Falcons for a favour, slapping 2 losses on the Not Caesars, else Sandwell will miss out on the postseason entirely. That's a tough pill for Sandwell to swallow, considering Leicester are largely responsible for the collapse of the Steelers' season.
9.
The SFC1 East is a mess. From one week to the next, we don't know which of the top 4 teams will be on-form contenders, and right now all 4 are very much in the race for a conference crown. Still, a couple of upcoming contests against the winless Colchester Gladiators is a great opportunity for the Exiles to build momentum heading into the crucial final weeks of their year.
8.
The Cats take the number 8 spot in the rankings for now, but largely based on the merit of their hot streak earlier in their campaign. They fell afoul of the Hornets in Week 9, and if they can't do better than the miserly 3 points they managed last time around when they travelled to London again this weekend, it will likely sting when the Hornets take the Cats spot in the rankings.
7.
They might be our highest ranked team from the SFC1 East, but their surprisingly narrow win over the Colchester Gladiators means the Olympians don't climb in the rankings. They face each of the other 3 crown contenders to round out their season, so at least the O's fate is in their own hands.
6.
Yorkshire climb, but it's mostly due to the shortfalls of others. While they're probably going to see some postseason balling this year, we really need to see some more convincing performances from the Rams before we're going to believe that they're capable of making any kind of splash in the playoffs. 2 further bouts against the tough Titans side ahead of them, they'll be wanting to use this weekend's game against a struggling for numbers Doncaster to build momentum ahead of Manchester.
5.
The Caesars fairy tale of perfection persists, but barely, as they waited until the 4th quarter and a blocked punt to give them the field position for their solitary score of the day. Their D continues to keep them in games, and we were perhaps a little harsh on them in this week's scoop, but there can't be many 7-0 sides who've had 5 wins by a score or less. They head to a bye and will need to use this time to iron out some of their inconsistencies on offense before back-to-back fixtures against the high-flying Falcons.
4.
It's well worth noting that the Saints, while sat at 3-3 alongside 2 other teams in their conference, have taken their only losses so far this year against the Sussex Thunder, who, spoiler alert, remain our top Southern team in the rankings. They welcome a gritty South Wales Warriors this weekend with the goal of returning to a winning record, and the Saints appear on track to march into the postseason in their first season back in the middle tier.
3.
Sussex remain at number 3 following a 21-point shutout of the Ouse Valley Eagles. They're the first team in the nation to lock up a postseason berth, and 1 more win seals the conference crown. Still, we'd really like to see them just put up a few more points, else it's questionable whether they'll be able to match the firepower of some of the northern teams should the Sussex side reach the Division 1 National Championships.
2.
Yes, the Titans' reign atop the Div 1 rankings is over, at least for now. They'll be expected to make short work of a severely undermanned West Coast Trojans this weekend, but they've got the toughest portion of their season still ahead of them. Of course, should they impress down the stretch, they could yet reclaim the number 1 spot.
1.
And the Falcons' inevitable looking flight to the top of the rankings is complete. The Leicester side comprehensively took apart the only team to best them so far this season, and now only the Nottingham Caesars stand between the Falcons and their 2nd consecutive conference crown. And there you have it, nation, our power rankings following Week 10 of the National Leagues. Let us know where you think we've gone wrong in the comments down below. Is there a team that deserves to be ranked that we're simply not considering? Remember to like and share this video, it helps more than you realise to grow our audience and therefore contribute to the growth of the game. And in the meantime, make sure that you are playing hard, that you play safe, and go check out this week's scoop, which has returned with a vengeance and with free stuff to give away.